Hello my YouTube world, this is Johnny Moe coming to you today with a video on mistakes I made when putting in a landscape. Stay tuned. Hello my YouTube world, this is Johnny Moe coming to you today with a video of a landscape I put in quite a while ago, back in 2008, where you put this wall in and I designed the front side of this landscape just to give you some things I did right and some things I did wrong. First thing is I made sure that I didn't plant too close to the house. There's an overhang there, so those need to be watered. Not the best choice of shrubs, burning bushes sitting out there in the front, but with no sun on this side pretty much most of the day, that's what I had to do. Another thing I did wrong, well, I did that one right, but some things I did wrong is I put too many bushes in. Look. So what happened was, this was a real little tree, real little snow fountain cherry, nice little cherry tree. It's little, so what I did is I wrapped some stuff around, but I didn't make this bed big enough. So now, 11 years later, I've got issues. That means I gotta trim these hard to even make these look right. And now that it's been 11 years, they need trimmed twice a year, which we'll start that next year. We used to only have to trim once a year. So I just put too many bushes, so I could probably take that one out and that one out, just to even it out a little bit. But we trimmed that one pretty hard. Some other things I did. Now before there used to be a knockout rose right here. But look what I did. See, I followed the design, wrapped it around tree. So this was the major points. So I put the three ornamentals, boom, in between the thing, in between the window wells. I didn't plant too close to the house. But watch, I put too many bushes in again. Look, not good spacing. It looked great when I first started, but now look, too tight there. Look at that, look at that. Now when I first started, it wasn't that bad. See how much I had to cut off? There was another knockout rose here that the fertilizing guy before me, I actually killed them before I started fertilizing this. But so I just kept wrapping around way too many bushes here, way too many bushes. See, I overdid the bushes. I could have did every other one of these. Those are some mistakes I made when putting in this landscape. So those are just some things that I noticed as it's gotten more mature. And now look at it. Now that it's mature, I got to really prune it hard. Now, if you're standing 30 yards back from the street level, you're not going to notice this stuff. But this is stuff that, see, this is dying. It's dying. That's a shame. So I'll have to get that, maybe take that out next year. See how it does over the spring and fall and then spring. But these are some of the things I did wrong when I first started landscaping, or when I was putting landscapes in. You have to look at the next 10 years. What's that tree going to look like in 10 years? I should have known what that was going to look like. But now, look at it. So what's happening here is now these bushes are starting to grow out, because once this tree drops, no sun gets. So this tree will drop and no sun gets on the backside. So you can even see those bushes are growing out. I could have just centered this tree right here. Now, after 23 years of experience, I would have centered that tree right there, put nothing in there, and then did something different there. But let's go back around. Let's look at the trim job. I finished it up. I didn't put this in, this was here. I just keep it trimmed for them. Big pine back there. Big bed back there. And then there's another side, which I'm not gonna go the whole way around the house, but you could see I just finished up. I just wanted to show you this trim job from the last time, that last video. Wanted to give you an update on some mistakes I made. And maybe when you're doing them, you won't make those same mistakes. All right, guys, that's my time. Way too many bushes. Now, when they were little, man, this looked good. It had the knockout roses here. Knockout roses right there. So that's my time, guys. Looked good when it was little, but now that it's all grown up, 11 years later, different story. Hello, my YouTube world. This is Johnny Moe coming to you again with some landscaping tips and ideas. So again, much like the last landscape, we built a wall. See, this time there's another overhang, So you don't want to plant. So this is what I mean about the overhang. So it's sprained, and if you plant behind, underneath the overhang, as you can see, wet, dry. So these will not get water, and you'll struggle. I see a lot of landscapes that look like that, where they plant underneath too close to the house, right underneath the overhang, and then what happens is the plants start dying and they can't figure it out. So what I did is I centered that tree, and I didn't put anything around it. So now this tree has room to grow out, and I can keep it nice and trim for the next probably 15 years, and then I can replace that tree again after 15 years. So we put daylilies, daylily, 2 rhododendrons, those are evergreens. So you have the snow fountain cherry that'll bloom, and then these bloom, and then these bloom. So we're blooming all year long. And then obviously we have the lacy leaf Japanese maple low to the ground right in front of the main piece. So in this particular landscape, we wanted to accentuate the wall from coming down the street. You're seeing the wall, then you see the beautiful ornamental, and then right up here's an ornamental, and then we just stuck 2 more daylilies. 1, 2, ornamental, daylily leading. You're leading it right into the main focus, which is this corner is the main focus of the whole landscape. So when you're coming up the street, you're looking at the nice wall, which accentuates the roofing, and then also the tree is the ornamental, and then you have the 2 azaleas that bloom pinkish red. And then you come right into these that bloom all year. So we're blooming all year in this landscape. Did the edging, nice black edging. Obviously it flows right into the wall. So we match the wall with the roofing, and then also the porch. So really, really easy, low maintenance, hardly any pruning, quick trim, quick trim, quick trim, quick trim. And you cut these off so it's low maintenance, but since they save money on the install, we upgraded the rock to Cherokee Red, which is almost like $200 a ton. This is a very unique rock. It's a pinkish color. You can see it almost turns red when it's wet. It sparkles in the sun. I don't know if you can catch some of the sunlight that's starting to come out now. It sparkles a little bit. So really accentuate. It's not used very much because it's so expensive, but because you save so much money, because we didn't. And look how big the beds are. 6-foot beds almost from the porch to here. Another thing is, I see a lot of mistakes that are made is they'll make 3-foot beds, knowing that this is going to grow probably 4 feet by 3 feet. So that's another mistake, that not making the beds big enough or overpopulating the bed like I did on the last landscape. So it's very, very small. Everything is nice, neat, and orderly.